Okay, so LeBron did a whole lot of great things last night, but couldn't close the deal. Paul, give him a letter grade for his performance in what felt like a do-or-die game 2 last night at Denver.
I'll give him a B+. I mean, only thing keeping him from an A is they didn't get the win. I mean, I thought he paced himself beautifully. He trusted his teammates. He allowed AD to be AD. Toward the end, he gave me 5 for 9 in the fourth. Yeah, he missed a crucial 3.
Yep.
Missed 1 free throw, but he played great defense. I mean, that steal, when he got the steal and the dunk, I was just like, oh, they're going to bring it home. Only thing kept him from an A was just they lost the game. But overall, I mean, he passed the ball well. He scored. He picked his spots. He did everything this game that we asked him to do in game 1. He played in the fourth. He scored. He was aggressive. He played defense. And he needed his teammates to help bring him home on a defensive end, and they couldn't do it. AD couldn't stop Joker. AD had a problem with Jamal Murray on that last play. I mean, if anybody deserved a lower grade, it was AD. Even though AD got 30-plus points, I gave AD a C. You know, for the simple fact that he was a defensive liability one-on-one versus Joker. And this is a guy who talked about he's one of the best defensive players in our game, if not the defensive player of the year. So if we're going to blame anybody for the loss to the Lakers last night,
to the Nuggets,
to the Nuggets, I'll put it more on AD. He got 1 shot in the fourth, couldn't stop the Joker, couldn't really get a good contest on Jamal Murray, and this is what we expect from our superstars, to come up big in big moments. And so those are my grades for the two guys, B+ and C.
B+ for LeBron. Played really well, nothing to complain about. Would have gotten an A if the Lakers had won.
Exactly what I said, right.
That's the reality of it. Same thing Paul just said.
Who writes your stuff for you?
I think he's looking at my notes over here.
Okay. I'm looking at your notes, but mine is typed up, but I'm looking at yours. Yours is scribble, mine typed up. But that's okay. No, that's okay.
The same thing I say.
B+ for LeBron. Played well, both ends of the floor. He missed the 1 little free throw. Okay, whatever. He missed the 3. I know you're going to make it a big deal because it's a Jordan-type moment, even though one was in a Game 6 championship, one was in the first round on the road of a Game 2. Big difference. Could have gotten an A out of me, and I could still curve it and give him an A.
If he hits that 3, that's A.
Oh, if he hits a 3, it's an A+. If he hits a 3, it's an A+, because they're going to win the game. And if they'd have just won the game, he would have gotten an A. He did everything I asked him to do. Like Paul said, game 1, fourth quarter, he participated. He didn't participate at all.
So we're giving him credit for participation after what he did Saturday night.
He didn't participate in game 1. I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't.
He didn't.
Whatever that was, however it worked out, but he participated at a high level, Skip, in game 2 that gave the Lakers a legitimate shot at winning the game.
LeBron James gets a participation trophy for his fourth quarter effort.
Yeah, because he didn't get a participation trophy at all in game 1. He wasn't even, he could have just chilled on the sideline in game 1 and sat on the bench. But that didn't happen, as I told you yesterday. He's not going to have 2 fourth quarter stinkers in a row.
You were correct about that.
Just wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, he gets a B+ from me, 26 points, 8 boards, 12 assists. What is there to complain about?
They lost. That's what's to complain about.
Of course.
It wasn't like they were down 20. They were up 20. And it wasn't like they were down 10 going to the fourth. They were up 10. And it wasn't like they were down 8 with 6 minutes left. They were up 8 with 6 minutes to go. So, look, I'm setting the bar way high because I've heard again and again, he's better than Jordan. He's better. Okay, so I accept. I honor, I say, your bar is set way up here. It's at least the highest bar of the current players, current superstars. So I just know if you handed Magic Johnson a 10-point lead at Denver, I just know what would have happened. He ain't spitting the bit, man. He's going to take you home. I'm pretty sure if you give Kobe, not that he's the point guard of the team, but if you hand Kobe a 10-point lead at Denver against the defending champs, he's just going to refuse to lose it. And I don't care what it takes, he's going to figure out what it was going to take to get you home. And obviously, that guy who used to play up in Chicago, the ghost that LeBron keeps chasing, the original and real 23, the real GOAT, there's no way he's going to lose with a 10-point lead, even against the defending champs on the road. It's how they're built. It's what they're made of. And I always say,
everybody's built different.
LeBron's got the highest IQ in basketball. We can argue he has the highest IQ in the history of basketball. And every night, he makes at least one pass where I say, my God, he made one up-court pass last night without even looking. I said, that's just a gift, man.
Oh, the one to AD.
Yeah, it's just like ridiculous.
Start the game.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, beginning of the game.
Listen, you can't teach it. You can't coach it. It's once a generation. One guy comes along who's just got the gift. And you can hone the gift and you can make it more and more perfect, but you can't coach the gift because he sees it before it happens, and he saw that before it happens. It's genius, basketball genius, okay? I need to see the genius manifest itself down the stretch. There are 1,000 ways to get that game home, 1,000 ways. It's getting others involved. It's making sure that AD feels like, well, I'm going for a ride with you. I'm not going to take you along. You're riding shotgun with me here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get you involved early in the fourth so that you can help me take us home. Whatever you do, there are a million ways to do this, to make sure that Austin Reeves feel like you tell him over in a sideline huddle, I'm going to get you the basketball and you're going to make a couple of big shots before this game is over. Look, there are ways to do this that he did not do because they kept losing the lead and losing the lead and losing the lead. And finally, yeah, he did wind up with a legacy shot. It's one where if that ball goes in, we do the whole show about it, right?
Skip,
yeah.
You do realize in those games and those moments you're talking about,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan wasn't telling nobody I'm getting you involved. And neither was Kobe.
I mean, he told
because they was going to get
but
themselves
he told
involved.
Steve Kerr, he said, if two come to me, you're going to make this shot.
And guess what? Two came to him, he kicked it, Kerr knocked it down. But if LeBron was to do that same thing, you, out of all people, would go, oh, he didn't want to take the shot.
Well,
he passed it.
Not if he made the shot.
But
I can't argue with that.
Right. But you,
I can argue with Kyle Korver getting the ball in the corner in a crucial moment and saying, I got to shoot this.
Criticize him for kicking it to somebody else. You would just criticize him because that's what you do.
Okay, but like...
And it's not fair, man.
No, it is fair. Because that game one at Oracle, what year was it? 2017 or 18?
Yeah.
2018.
He's been in so many of them, I don't even know.
It's game one, and he gets a switch. He gets Steph on him. And he's at the free throw line, and he's 6'9" versus 6'3". I just go up and shoot it. You're hot. Remember, he's crazy. He scored 40, and he'd scored like 30 of them outside the paint, which was unusual. And he goes up, and at the last second, he passes to George Hill. And I know George Hill really well from the...
I was at the game.
Stop, though.
I said the same thing. I was right there. I was like, why did he pass?
You egging him on.
No, I was right there. I remember.
Listen, I know George Hill because I was such a Spurs fan through that era. He's just okay, but he's not the guy you want to put the game in the hands of.
He made the right call. He made the right basketball call.
Hey, you got a hot hand. Just shoot a 15-foot jump shot over Steph Curry, and it's do or die because you're down one. And if you make it, you win.
See, that's why I said last night, Paul.
So what's his grade, Skip?
Yeah, what is
I'm going to go C+. C+ because I need a victory. I need it. That's what you got to validate.
But that's why I said what I said last night, Paul. When he missed, when I stood up on my couch and and Caldwell Pope fell on the ground, I stood up. I said, "Oh, this over."
It's over.
And then I said, "Here we go," because I know what's going to happen when he misses it. It's going to be he can't make that shot. He hasn't done that yet. Look at his career. That's what you're going to go to.
Should he have made the shot? Sure, he should have.
Based on him shooting.
Would Paul Pierce have made that shot? You better believe it. I'd book it. I would book it.
Man, I'm not getting ready to compare my friend to LeBron James while he's sitting right next to me. You know, I'm not going to do that. Yes. Do I think Paul...
By the way,
do I think Paul would have called game in that situation?
Call game.
Yes. Do I think LeBron James...
I would have called game.
Do I think LeBron James... could call game? Do I think Big Shot Bob has called games in those situations? And Derek Fisher has called shots in the games in those situations? Yes, I do. But I also think LeBron James would call games in those situations too. It just so happened this is a team that have run you off the court in the last 10 tries, and this was a moment that he could have seized. Yeah. And when it didn't go in, I'm working with you now. The only thing I could think of.
He dreaded coming in this
Oh, man, I said, damn. Here we go. I'm going to have to educate him.
He dreaded coming in this
I didn't miss the shot. He missed it. I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. The dynamic of the game was upside down. If they had roared back from 20 down, let's just say, and they'd spent it all, they just left it all on the floor, and it came to the last shot, and he missed the last shot, I'd say, okay, I'm going to give him a little bit of a break here because they spent themselves. They did everything in their power to fight back from 20 down. No, they were 20 up. And slowly but surely, you could just feel it. And like you said, when Jamal made his first little lay-in, you're like,
yeah, when he made his first lay-in, then he had a step back, then he hit it again, you knew he was in trouble. Yeah. But all of this sort of working with him, it brings me back to Craig Elo moments, Jordan. You know, it's just because he going to point to that. Right. When LeBron had it in his hands right there to just knock it down, if he get another shot at it, I'm sure he would knock it down. It's just for whatever reason, given the fact that he had hit 2 earlier, and so you just figured, oh, okay, he's going to hit this one too. Yeah. And it was all wide open like a free throw. When he missed it, oh, man, I knew I was going to hear it from this dude.
Okay, but listen, to your point, from the, say, I think he came back in at the 8:30 mark.
Yes.
So from 8:30 of the fourth quarter down to 16 seconds of the fourth quarter, man, it was all time. It was spectacular. I got nothing.
I thought he was going to be 3 for 3.
Hey. I don't know what else you could add, because he made the back-to-backers that gave him the 8-point lead with six.
So he went from all-time A. It was going to be an A until that missed 3 and the loss. The combination of those two.
But then you look at, wait a second, how did you lose the lead? You were up 10 going to the fourth. Wait a second.
Well, number one, he came out. Yeah. So he was rested up.
I understand.
So whenever he wasn't on the floor with them, they go into the minus all the time anyway.
Okay, but I was a little surprised he didn't look at Darvin and say, I ain't coming out this time, because we got a chance to do something really special.
But when he didn't come out in the fourth quarter in game 1, it didn't look right.
He didn't want to play in the fourth quarter.
And then if you go back